Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Mike Brenner. My name is Peter Loshak. We are the odds couple, and today's Friday, March 31st. We're wrapping up our divisional previews of Major League Baseball, and we're going to take a look at the NL Central right now. Another big favorite in the NL Central, of course, the Cubs. Any reason to believe that the Cubs will be every bit as good or maybe even a little bit more awesome than they were last year? What do you think, Mike
Pistol
Brennan?
Pete, I'm doing it right now, and we're going to ride it, and we're going to make – I'm telling you right now, this team is going to repeat, right? We're going to the World Series. We're winning the World Series. Joe Madden has them. I'm just telling you, I'm putting it out there like I did last year, all right? That curse is so damn over that they're going to win back-to-back. If this team, even if they get banged up a little, they got enough they just have enough coaching that can take them to the next level. I love it, Pete.
They do have they remember when they lost Fowler last year to injury. That was when they had sort of a little bit of a sluggish decline, and of course he's gone this year. And then also, you know, their four starters, great names, great, but they all, you know, a year older now, and they threw a ton of innings. John Lester, John Lackey, right?
Lackey and Lester, they definitely concern me, and I think Arrieta will keep the ship straight. But I think this team's going to just pound some runs. I think it's going to be an offensive machine. I just wish they'd get rid of that damn Hayward, that guy. Or wait, they got rid of him too, didn't they?
No, he's still there, and they're planning on. He's actually tweaked his swing to try to make himself
he better tweak
a better
something.
hitter.
By God, he ought to be in jail for fucking stealing.
I mean, well, they keep him because he makes up for it with his defensive
play. He batted .222 last year. Pete, my God, he made $18 million.
Oh, sure.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean,
Excuse my
but
language.
if you factor in his defensive numbers, then he's a profitable player. He's an above average player.
I'm all about, you know, you should get paid for your performance. If you bat .300, you make this much, but that's a whole different video.
Right, no, but he does get paid for. He gets paid for his defensive performance, and it's his offense that is that they're trying to get more out of. You're absolutely right. But so all right, so the question is just how big of a favorite will the Cubs be? You know, they could get into the stratosphere, and if that starts happening, don't forget there was a time last year, right around the All-Star break, where they lost 15 out of 20 games. So they're probably going to have a stretch like that again, and if you can identify when that stretch is coming, you might be able to make some money.
And I also think early on the Lesters and the Lackeys might be the ones to fade when you see a minus 200 or minus 190. Okay, people just think, oh, they'll just bat their way out of it, but I don't know. It depends on who they're playing. Might be some good spots to fade them, but a hell of a lot of good spots to back them, baby.
All right, another team that's interesting that I think might be a little overvalued, I don't know, is St. Louis, right? I think they're still going to be good, but you know, how are their arms going to hold up? Waka, Wainwright, Leakey. I mean, you know, Carlos Martinez is great, but the other starters have some questions. Wainwright in decline,
and
clearly.
Waka definitely the injury prone.
And you know, the lineup is on paper looks a little bit worse than last year.
Sure.
So not bad.
And they've got rid of a lot of players, but you know what? St. Louis is that damn team like the Giants. They just always get it done. They always are somehow in it. This year, though, I think they regress. I think they step down, baby.
Yeah, I think they're going to get their wins, but my guess is I agree with you that they'll be a little bit overvalued. Although I'm still high on Martinez. And then we have let's see what else we have here. Yeah, that's right. Then we have Pittsburgh, and this is just I guess the main question with Pittsburgh is what in the hell is going to happen with McCutchen this year? Is he going to rebound from 2016?
I think so.
You think so?
I really do.
Yeah.
Because when he signed that big contract year, most players that do that, they lay an egg the next year. Hell no, that year he came out and just stayed on fire. Last year was surprising to everybody, him included, but apparently he has had a great offseason and says he's got it figured out, buddy. And I'm going to buy. I like that. I'll buy that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his decline. You can't attribute it to age, not attributable to injuries. So as opposed to some other people who had some pretty clear decline that was there were rumors of injuries. I forgot who's come to mind. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bryce Harper actually.
It could have been.
Yeah, I think Bryce Harper's year was there was like an injury that there was a rumor that wasn't really acknowledged, but nothing like that around McCutchen. It was just unexpected.
Yeah, their GM, president of the team, Frank Coonley. I grew up with him, and he had told a friend of my brother's that was down that McCutchen he's ready to go, and that the Pirates got no doubt whatsoever. They're not even worried at all. They're concerned about they're concerned about some pitching.
Yeah, I mean they do have a lot of again big young arms. Garrett Cole, how much will he be able to stay healthy? When he's healthy, he's a stud.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, my sense is that Pittsburgh probably will be average in terms of valuation and on totals. If things go their way, they could have some sneaky positive betting value.
Yeah, well, they're going to be some managers on on the hot seat there. Frank Coonley, my friend, is the president as well. But that team's got to produce. But I don't think they're going to do it this year, Pete.
Yeah.
But as far as what's in that division, I think they're going to finish above St. Louis, though.
You think so?
I really do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, could easily see that.
Yep.
I sort of see St. Louis and Pittsburgh as very similar this year, like a
Yeah.
little bit worse on paper than
Yep.
they were last year.
Yep.
Still not bad. They're going to
Yep.
get their wins,
That's
but,
very well
but
said.
kind of uninspiring. And then we have Milwaukee, which is one of these teams that's in
we
the
got to
midst.
talk about them.
Yeah, well, they're actually an exciting team. Not for this. They're in the midst of a rebuild, and there are people who are projecting that Milwaukee's going to be, a playoff team or a World Series team in 2018 or 2019 or 2020. This year, it's pretty clear that they're going to be, racking up a lot of losses.
Yeah.
But how many losses? I mean, a lot of these young guys will be playing.
And it could, and also there's no pressure on them. This is a team under the radar,
right.
so they got nothing to lose because 3 or 4 years ago they were expected to win. It's one I got to watch, Pete. I'm just not excited about him. And
Right.
Braun, you never know what he's going to do this year.
Yeah. So they steal a lot of bases, which is kind of unique. Most teams
like that.
go for power.
Yeah.
So they're also a sort of a wait and see because you got to see how it's clear they're going to get their losses, but the question is just how will the market value them. And then also rebuilding, and I'm thinking that even in a worse spot than Milwaukee is Cincinnati, right?
Oh, buddy.
They had a terrible bullpen last year, which they've tried to.
Bad time to be a Reds fan.
I mean, it just looks like kind of a disaster here. They don't have an offense to prop anything up, despite the fact that they play in such a hitter-friendly park. I don't know.
What's going on with Votto? He's still there, or did they end up getting rid of him, Joey?
No, they have him, but he's like sitting there in the midst of like Billy Hamilton and Duvall, who's good, but it's just.
I see that team trading off some of them players.
Yes,
this year.
that's another thing. I mean, they're rebuilding, but not really in a good way. My sense is that in the same way that there's a lot of teams that are projected to be good, that might be actually a good bet anyway. The Reds might be really bad and also a good fade, not even being given credit for how bad they are.
And it was 3 or 4 years ago. them and Milwaukee were both in the hunt, and now these teams are just they're literally the bottom dwellers.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to predict that Philly, despite the fact that Cincinnati, despite the fact that everyone knows they're going to be bad, might be a good fade anyway, and might wind up in the bottom 10 in terms of the money standings.
And I'm sticking with the Cubbies. Not only win the Central, not only to win the pennant, but they're going to win the World Series again, baby. I love it. I absolutely love that.
Okay,
pistol.
sounds good. We will see where these lines actually do come out because if the Cubs are starting out the season minus 250 day in and day out, you're not going to make any money betting.
No,
on
hell no. And
regularly.
look out for the lackeys and Lesters because they might get roped. But my God, it's baseball time,
All
Pistol
right.
Pete. I'm fired up.
Sounds good, Mike Brenner.
We're the Odds Couple coming to you.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.